Rainbow Reflections, Book 2, Put Out the Fire, Chapter 26, Tear It Up. Ren sat by the open doorway, unaware of the wind ruffling her hair or the rain lashing against her skin on occasion. She merely kept her purple gaze on the outside world, antsy for her father to return. In no time at all, it was noon. Though the rainclouds slipped away and left a silver mist in their place, darkness still reigned. The sun lay concealed. She felt a hand on her shoulder and glanced up to see Jabali and Zin. The two had been in the hall for at least an hour following Hyaktu's departure, but both had been gone until now. Ren figured Jabali, the only adult apart from the cooks and the only adult who knew what Hyaktu's plans for the school were, had taken charge of the students. She did not know where Zin might have gone. "He's not coming back, is he?" Ren mumbled, her voice small. Zin dropped her gaze and made no reply.
"Oh, he'll be back,"
Jabali grunted.
"But it seems like I've got to be the one to get him."
"No, you can't leave the school too!" Ren yelped, hopping to her stiff feet. "Ow! How does Zin manage to jump around all the time? That hurt. Then again, I'm freezing." She had only just realized that her pale skin was gray, that her body was shivering. She had neglected herself, waiting for her father's return.
"Well, someone's got to do it,"
Jabali grunted.
"I already told all them students to call their parents to get them as soon as possible."
"What? But what about the school?" Ren asked in alarm. Jabali snorted.
"Hyaktu already told me he wrote up the transfer of ownership. Kershid can have the school next year. This year will just be ending sooner than usual, that's all. Everyone will still get their certifications and all."
"But..."
"I gotta get going while the trail's still fresh,"
Jabali went on, stepping closer to the broken door, his large feet crunching the glass shards.
"And while them enchantments are still up around the school. There's a place that sounded like the one in your vision not too far from here. When we looked at it earlier, it seemed to be empty, no spirit magic round. But I wonder if Kaokat put up an enchantment to keep me from seeing a spirit magic shield. That's the first place I'm gonna check."
"But what if you get captured too?" Ren squeaked, clutching her hair tightly. "What are we supposed to do?" Jabali kept his back to them as he grunted.
"We'll be back, MK. And soon. You kiddos just make sure all them students get picked up by their parents.
"But..."
I'll see y'all soon."
Jabali then exited the school without a glance back, stepping into the mist and vanishing from sight as he reached the shadowy forest. Ren felt tears streaking down her cheeks, her hand outstretched pointlessly, as if she could pull him back in. I can't believe this," mumbled Ren, her heart flying and her blood racing. He left us." "It's all my fault," Zin muttered bitterly, bowing their head and scuffing the floor with their shoe. Ren glanced at them, blinking away the tears. "You left the school," she stated, barely remembering what had happened that day. "Why?" "I thought I could help Dad and Jabali find Sarala and the teachers," they grumbled, keeping their eyes averted. "I never meant for all of this to happen." "But what could you have done to help?" Ren asked in an irritated voice, having no energy to keep her tone light and gentle. Zin winced, their eyes hurt. They pursed their lips, then uttered, "Never mind. I'm gonna get some lunch. See you." Ren frowned after them as they headed for the door to the courtyard, their shoulders stiff. The cold creeping through the hall felt like ice between the twins, and Ren's heart jolted at the thought. They walked out on me. They're hiding something because I didn't believe in them. But they can't turn away now, not when Dad's already gone. We must stay together. That's the only way we'll be able to figure out what to do, and... She sighed and sat on the floor, staring dully at the foggy world outside. "But this is all their fault, isn't it? If they didn't leave, Dad and Jabali would have been able to rescue Sarala and the teachers together. Kershid would still be here." "I have to do something," Ren grumbled, standing up again. "This isn't right. There's nobody in charge here, and if Jabali is captured too, if the enchantments fall, we have to be ready." Ren moved closer to the gaping doorway, hugging herself as a chilly breeze swept through. Raindrops began falling, though the clouds weren't as thick and gray as before. Hardly aware of what she was doing, she stepped outside the school. She reached into her pocket for her wand and pointed it at one of the many puddles on the slushy ground. Her reflection was distorted as the drops splashed into the pool. "Make a river," she ordered. A river so big that encircles the school like a moat. She waved her wand at the puddles and up at the falling rain. The water listened to her commands, forming swiftly into a river. Ren swished her wand all over until she was sure the river wrapped around the whole school like a moat around a castle. Satisfied, she nodded and returned to the hallway, ordering the water off of her glasses as she sat down again. Then she blinked in surprise. "Oh, I just did water magic," she mumbled. "That's so weird. It was like I knew I could do it, but how could I? I've never done it before." She shook her head, baffled as she continued to watch the dripping rain in a tranquil silence. But the moment didn't last. Ren narrowed her eyes and leaned forward, squinting at the forest beyond the moat. A small figure was moving among the bushes, and though it was too far to make out properly, she had the feeling it was watching her. "Is that Kaocat?" she wondered, her heart skipping a beat. But the shape soon vanished into the undergrowth, doing nothing more. Ren continued to stare at the spot for a long time, even as the rain slowed down and came to a pause. The door creaked open behind her. She jumped in surprise and glanced over her shoulder to see Zin, Sarala, C3, and Mint enter the hallway, all of them dressed in thick robes. Ren got to her feet, frowning especially at Sarala. "Sarala, shouldn't you be in bed?" she asked. "I'm fine." "What are you all doing here?" Ren pressed. "We're going to rescue everyone," Zin said curtly. Ren shook her head at once. "Zin, you have to stay here. You can't leave again." "Ren, if Jabali is captured, we're the only hope. Sarala remembers where the clearing is, and—" "You are definitely in no state for a rescue mission," Ren said to Sarala. "Yes, I am," Sarala huffed, crossing her arms over her chest. "You need to rest." "We're going," Zin repeated, stepping forward. "You're welcome to join us." "No!" she snapped. "Nobody's leaving the school. You'll get in more trouble and—" Zin snorted. "More trouble? Ren, I'm already expelled. The school is already on its way to being shut down. I could care less about being in trouble. I just want to get Dad and everyone else back." "Expelled?" Ren gasped, her hand flying to her mouth. "Oh, Zin." They shrugged, staring at the ground. "It doesn't matter." They shifted their gaze back up to look into her eyes. "Are you coming with us or not?" Ren stepped back. "No," she repeated. "And as I've already said, you're not going either. You already left the school, and look at what's happened. Nobody is leave—" Before she could finish her words, Sarala lunged forward. Ren yelped in surprise as the tall girl delivered rapid snap kicks at her chest. Ren managed to block and evade the strikes, but Sarala was relentless. The girl threw more kicks and added punches, her gold eyes glaring. Ren soon had her back against a wall, doing everything she could to block the blows. "Sarala, stop!" Ren wailed. "Zin, help me!" But they were no longer in the hall. Zin, C3, and Mint had all hurried into the damp world outside. Ren glanced up in shock, and Sarala took the chance to punch her shoulder hard. Ren stifled her cry as she turned away and closed her eyes. "Stop!" she yowled. "Stop!" No more strikes came. Silence fell. Ren opened her eyes. She glanced out the shattered doorway to see Sarala's tall form vanishing into the forest. Ren gaped after her. "She hurt me, and Zin let her." Tears welled in her eyes. They slid quietly down her cheeks, joining the droplets of rain and glass on the floor. "How could they do that?" She closed her eyes and took a deep breath. Then she turned on the balls of her feet and headed for the admin hall, hugging her bruised body as she went. Within minutes, she had reached the admin office. The room was tidy, only a large mirror sitting on the center desk. "I can't lose everyone," she whispered over the lump in her throat. "Our family can't split apart." She grabbed the mirror and typed in several passcodes until she guessed the right one. Then she tapped on the Contacts app and scrolled through the list until she found the name she was looking for. Finger shaking, she selected it. "I have to do this."